Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Daki, and we are here in episode 2 of DakiTime. And with me, I have two very cool guests. I have Furnace and Ninja Templar from the guild Wraith. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on this episode. How are you today?
Yeah, good. Glad to be here.
Good, thanks, mate.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to jump straight in. We have a question from Ruby Rage, a fellow guildie of ours and a really good friend, and she asked this for us to discuss today. She asked, with the recent Alliance Warmode bonus, do you think it was fair overall, or would it have been better to give the bonus to either faction where the ratio was out of whack on a realm in order to bring it into a bit of balance? So this is the question basically relates to the bonus the Alliance had in World PvP, and we also had a quest, I do believe, as well, that was stripped from us, and it was recently taken away from us due to balancing. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that was fair? Do you think that maybe they should have done something different rather than just taking it away from us? What do you guys think?
I'll let Furnace go first.
Alright, well, one of my main thoughts that I had this week was how many new players do you actually get coming back into the game? Most of them are returning players with experience of battlegrounds, of dungeons and raids and all that kind of thing. And a lot of them roll Horde based on their prior knowledge, based on influences from top-end players, be it world first races, be it arena championships. And so what you get is you get people being influenced and huge influxes in Horde. And so as a result of this, Blizzard have a system that could be fantastic, but it's not working. So they've brought this in, and I think it has worked, but if you'd done it at a server by server or realm by realm kind of level, I think it would have been too hard. I mean, there's over 200 American servers. I think it would just, too many variables.
Yeah, so on a technical side, the way it works is it's mostly done by shards, not actual realms as such. So each shard has a balance between Horde and Alliance, and the way they were trying to make this work was to get a better balance, and they've actually done a hotfix where they should have fixed this. So if it is fair, at the moment it should be. Like the actual reward they brought in did make a lot more Alliance show up to the World PvP and make it a bit more even.
Yeah, so it's good. It's good that you guys raised that, because in the Q&A dating back to the 24th of January, both Ian Hazakostas and Josh Allen raised the point that they wanted to use the bonus, the damage bonus that you guys get as either an Alliance player or a Horde player, as a bit of like a reward structure where you get that bonus if your faction is not participating as much, so it's to influence that, and it's also to give you, there was that quest that the Alliance had that gave a certain gear once a week. The thing that I really look at it as the damage bonus to me is negligible against the reward system. So if you have a mage on Alliance and a mage on Horde, and this is where Furnace's response comes into it, is if you have roughly the same item level, the same class and spec, technically you will be doing just as much damage to each opponent, with the exception of player skill, which is where I think PvP should lie. I mean, PvP should really be boiling down to, are you a better player or not? And this is where Furnace's answer really comes into it, is Furnace is right. With the bias of World PvP, YouTubers, streamers, that a lot of players are Horde, they tend to play Horde, etc. So there's a lot of little factors. I guess my response to this, Ruby, would be, I would love to see the reward being given back to both factions at the same time. So what this does is it gets more players on both factions to interact with World PvP. So, but the bonus has to be high enough to incentivize it. So instead of giving us 370 gear or 385 gear, which is what the assaults do and the Dark Shore does right now, give us 415 gear. If you give us 415 gear, I'm sure as hell a lot of Alliance players are going to be turning on Warmode, as well as Horde players, to counter that. You know, bring the reward structure up.
and set it so that the actual like the shard system does the balancing rather than the actual people that shard.
Exactly, yeah. So what do you think, Furnace? Do you think that it there's that imbalance due to, you know, like you're saying, like past experiences and influences? Would there be any other way that they could make this a better opportunity for world PvP?
Well, I actually went on the forums the other day just to peruse and see what people are saying, and actually from what the scope that I could pick up is a lot of people are actually saying it's quite balanced now. And I mean, it's not much of a reward, but I see it as the Horde players' reward is now they've got actually people to kill in war mode. I mean, when BFA first came out, there was videos of Horde just running around in war mode in Drusvar, and it's empty, and they don't see one. They didn't see any alliance anywhere.
Back then, though, I'll just put it in there. Back then, I think that shard system that they were trying to make work wasn't working properly.
Oh, true. Oh, okay. And the other thing I kind of raised this at Raid last night as well is I think they've got to be careful with the rewards that they give at the moment, that it doesn't diminish other systems that are set up. So if you have something that gives 415, that's mythic gear. That I mean, what's that? What's a mythic raiders going to say? And I don't even think the arena gear is that high. Yeah,
they should be bringing back. I mean, do they have the PvP and PvE sets? They should be bringing, you know, probably specific gear for the world PvP where you get special stats or something.
Yeah. Look, it's really good because the world PvP system that BFA has introduced with the whole server integration with, you know, you can choose to be PvE and PvP. I was a big fan of this because it gave me the option to just turn it on or turn it off whenever I felt like it, rather than creating a character on a PvP server or doing arenas and battlegrounds and such. So I think the system itself works really well. The integration into the servers where you've got a massive amount of Horde that are just roaming free, and you're like, hey, I want to turn on war mode to get some extra rewards or something, but you can't do the quest because there's so many Horde around and things like that. And it works the other way around as well, with there's so many Alliance and the Horde players can't get the quest. Having balance between the amount of Horde and the amount of Alliance per shard or per realm would be a lot better, and if they can integrate that a lot more, would be so much better. And it is so much fun having war mode on, running around with friends, or even just out by yourself, and you see a lonely Horde or you see a lonely Alliance and you're like, yeah, you know what, let's have some fun. The system sounds good. They should just implement it well. And I think Furnace hit a really good topic on the nail on the head there, was don't make the reward system overtake raiding. So raiding, to me personally, should be the top tier of gear. And I think that that is what Furnace, I think this is what you were saying, mate. And absolutely agree with you on that. Yeah, absolutely have a good reward structure. They don't give us some 350, 370, but then again, yeah, 415 might actually be a bit too high. But, you know, give us something to incentivize us for a lot of players to turn on war mode, and have, like, on a shard, have 30 Horde and 30 Alliance fighting over one assault quest. That, to me, is what BFA should really be about, you know?
Yeah, yep, definitely, I agree. The biggest drawback that we found and saw was top-end guilds doing their mythic race and faction changing just to get that 400.
Exactly. So anything else, guys? Anything else you want to add to Ruby's question? I think we've answered Ruby's question quite well. You guys got anything else you wanted to add to that, or?
No, I think I've answered the technical side of things, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, and just that people know that when you flick on war mode, that's a switch, and so there's a consequence. That's a choice. There's a consequence to switching on that. And sometimes, yep, you're going to have an ass day where you log on and you just get absolutely mauled. And there'll be other days where you can set up a trap. I heard one the other day of some Horde player was dancing in front of an Alliance person. So they chased him back into a cave, and there was 45 odd Horde or something in this cave, and they just massacred them. You know, you have days like that that's hilarious, and you'll have days that go really well for you. So, yeah, I mean, it's a conscious choice that you make, and if it goes bad for you, well, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah,
or you could just come along in a Wraith warband, take out the Horde.
That's it.
Definitely, yeah.
All right, guys. I think we've answered Ruby's question. Ruby, I hope we have answered your question on this matter. Look, I don't think any of us hate war mode, and I don't think that we all think it's unfair to take the bonus away from the Alliance. integrating it into more of a well-structured system would be probably the direction that Blizzard need to head. And I think from the Q&A and listening to the forums and such, I think they're trying, and I think that they've got a lot on their mind with new patches coming out and a lot of other things. So, look, guys, thank you so much for joining me on episode 2, Furnace and Ninja. You guys are great. Thank you for your responses as well. So that was really cool of you guys.
Not a problem. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, and I'm sure we'll show up again.
Easy done. Look, guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and watching it. And until next time, everyone, have a great day.